Hello students, we are reading Chapter 2, Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom from your textbook, First Flight. As you know, this chapter is an extract from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa. Let us recap what we discussed in the previous video. In the previous video, Nelson Mandela reminiscences about the days gone by, which will soon be a part of the history, where the whites had formed a system of racial dominance against the blacks. It was the basis of the harsh societies which is now overturned. He says that the policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound on his country and its people. On the auspicious day, what was the auspicious day? The swearing-in ceremony, when Mandela regretted the loss of thousands of people and remembered their sacrifices for the freedom from discrimination. He thought of himself as the sum of all those African patriots who sacrificed their lives before him. He was painful that he couldn't thank them. He recalled great freedom fighters like Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chief Luthuli, Yusuf Dadoo, Bram Fisher, and Robert Sobukwe, who were the men of uncommon courage and wisdom and generosity. Mandela also stated that a country is rich not because of the minerals but because of its people. He also points that courage is not the absence of fear but the victory over fear. The author says that being white or black is not the token of your goodness or superiority. No one is born hating others. People should love one another, which comes without force as it is natural. It is man's essential goodness. He believed that goodness in human beings can be suppressed but never eliminated. Now, moving over to part 4 of this video, page number 21, last paragraph. The lines go like this. In life, every man has twin obligations. Obligation to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children. And he has an obligation to his people, his community, his country. In a civil and humane society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his inclination and abilities. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations. In South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably ripped from his family. That means taken away, and his home was forced to live a life apart. A twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. That means he had to live a life of secrecy and opposition. I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family, but in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligations as a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. Let us discuss the word meanings. What is obligations? Obligations is a duty or a commitment. Civil, that means polite or courteous. Inclination, here is natural, tendency and behavior. Inevitably, that means unavoidably. Twilight, that is semi-darkness, half light. Secrecy, the action of keeping something secret. Rebellion, the action or process of resisting authority. Now here what does the author say? According to the author, every human being has his responsibility towards the family and as well as the society. Generally, under normal circumstances, a person can maintain the balance between the two. But in countries like South Africa, it was never so easy. Balancing what? The responsibility towards the family as well as towards the society. But it was not that easy in South Africa. When a person of color would come up for his society, he would be arrested and taken away from his family, thus keeping them from fulfilling both the responsibilities. In the beginning, Mandela did not put his people over his family. But it was only later when he realized that in order to be there for his people, he was compromising his duties towards his family. With this, we come to the end of part 4 of this lesson. Thank you for watching this video. Stay at home and be safe.